based off of what we talked about on there.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I like that. It makes sense, doesn't it? Something will come up and then we can role play it. And hey, Joey, welcome to the call. Nice to
Hey,
see you
Joey.
here again. You keep turning up. That's the key to success, consistency, turning up and learning and growing your skills. That's what I've noticed. So, who's our DJ tonight? Is it Vaughn?
Should be Vaughn.
Okay, very good. Vaughn, do you want to pick a call that we can calibrate? I would prefer if it was somebody on the call tonight so we can learn together.
Oh.
Okay. Welcome, Alessandra and Ali. And have I missed anybody? I don't see it.
I've got it here. So
Okay.
let's see. We have one. Let's see.
Oh, I see what you mean. In the WhatsApp, yeah.
Let's see. Who do we have? All right, let's do this one from Jose.
Yeah. Well, let's learn from these calls. That'd be good.
Then I'm gonna do. Let's see. We do share screen, right?
Yeah, and share sound, I think it is. Just that box at the bottom, I believe.
Share sound.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
Here?
Cody, we can see your rental
I am
property
homeowner
sheet.
advocate. I just wanted to make sure that someone reach out to you to see if you need help stopping or
All
delaying
right,
the
so
foreclosure.
pause it, and then so if you go back to, I just didn't know if that was important or not. So if you go to share screen, and then at the top there's a ribbon. There's basic. Click advanced right next to it.
Yep.
Then click computer audio,
Okay.
and then bottom right hand share,
Okay.
and that'll just be your audio.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's already been taken care of.
Oh, well, congratulations. What have you?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Joe, this is Enzo. I am a homeowner advocate. I just wanted to make sure that someone reach out to you to see if you need help stopping or delaying the foreclosure.
No, that's already been taken care of.
Oh, well,
I think that's one we've already listened to, and Enzo isn't on the call. So,
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah, I think it was last night
yeah, let's listen
with
to a
Naheed.
call. Yeah.
That was listed as as Jose was a caller. So let me see.
That was probably the first caller.
Yeah. Thanks for those words of appreciation, Joey. Do you have a call that you brought, or would you like a call calibrated? Have you done any calls yet?
I have not done any calls yet, Graham.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, we look forward to it.
Can you maybe send me that link because I don't see it or post it in the WhatsApp because I don't see it. difficulties, everybody. This is pretty much my first time DJing. I don't know if you can tell or not.
Nah, I can't tell at all. I'd be far worse than that. Marcy, welcome to the call. Yeah, don't be shy with your camera. If you can put your camera on, your pretty face. There we go. Look at that smile. That's fantastic. Yeah.
How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Great, doing
yeah.
great.
How's your business going?
It's going. I mean, have a lot of things to get excited about, and then a lot of things that fall through. But I think that's the business, kind of. But
Yeah. Part of the journey, isn't it? Enjoy the journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, just
Keep
still trying.
the news.
I think I got it.
Good.
All right. I think I got it.
There's three things I think about in your business: is consistency, turning up every day, persistency, and can you guess what the third one is? Any
Consistency.
guesses, anyone?
I have a guess. I've got the call queued up now. I think I can play it.
All right. You know what it is? Stay out of your comfort zone, because that's where you grow. You don't grow inside your comfort zone. Bear that in mind. So
I
think
just knocked the
about
foreclosure
today. All right, cool. Go ahead, Cody. I'm ready now. Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. This is a short call, 3 minutes, 31 seconds.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. My name is Noah. I was calling about your house. We buy houses in the area. I wanted to see, maybe you guys are thinking about selling.
No, you guys don't want to offer enough money. I'm not in the business of giving away property.
Right, definitely. What kind of offer are you looking for?
Which house are you talking about? I got several houses in the area.
I have, if you're talking about another house, we can talk about that also. I mean, we can buy as much as houses.
Which
as you
street?
want to. I'm talking about street.
I don't know. I don't think wrong.
Right.
But everything I got, put it like this: everything I got, at least gotta have 50,000. At least gotta have 50,000 or better. There's no negotiation. It's 50 or better.
50 or better.
Yes, sir.
How many?
All of them got tenants in them. All of them got tenants in them.
All right. How many houses are we talking about?
We talking about over 12.
Over 12.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so if we're gonna buy, and how many of them are you thinking about selling?
About 3.
About 3.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it sounds like you're an investor, and you know what you're doing. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what made you think about selling those houses?
I know because people's always calling me, so that's what I don't have for sale signs on them. I just got tenants in them, and I care less if I sell them or not.
I mean, I own houses also. I know sometimes I have houses with tenants that are good tenants, and sometimes they're not so
Well,
good tenants.
all my tenants are good, and I'm also a contractor, so I work for several investors too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I'm a contractor also.
And are you looking to buy also?
No, I'm not buying. Only time I buy is when I come across a great deal. I'm not looking to buy anything else. I'll be 60 years old. It's retirement time.
Really? All right. Yeah, I mean, you sound young. I don't know how old are you.
Yes, sir. Yep. But I don't mean to cut you short, but I'm walking into a meeting right now as we speak. But if you want to have a little talk time, you can give me a call back after 12.
Can you maybe give me your email also?
So just send it to my company.
All right. I didn't get your name, sir. Sorry.
BW.
BW, that's your name.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nice meeting you, BW. My name is Noah, so I'm definitely gonna give you another call.
Okay, Noah. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Yep. You too. Bye bye.
All right. So Noah is Noah's not on the call, so I guess we can just do round robin and offer our thoughts. There's no right or wrong thoughts, but we can learn from every call that we listen to. So it was interesting. I came across an investor. We do have an investor script. So as soon as we discover that, we should pivot to that script. He did it late in the call, which is fine. I'm glad he did. And what I particularly liked was he acknowledged that he was talking to an investor and complimented him and said, you obviously know what you're talking about. So that was good. I think that kept him on the phone and talked a little bit longer than probably he even wanted to, because he was walking into a meeting. This makes me think why he answered the phone in the first place. I don't answer my phone if I'm busy, right? But it was a good conversation, wasn't it, Cody? What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a good conversation. I'm curious what the issues were that we needed to address that Vaughn was talking about, but it sounded like a pretty good call to me.
Yeah, I liked that it was relaxed. It felt relaxed. It was easy to listen to. I could hear the questions, and he was a little rude, that investor, really, but and it makes me smile. I'll have more than 12. Why not just give the number? I mean, who cares what the number is, right? It's just a number. And then he said, how many houses do you want to sell? He said, about 3. Well, how can you have about 3? It's a number, it's not about 3. How many would he sell? So he was a little guarded, I thought, the seller was, but we're not really critiquing the seller. I thought Noah handled him well, and got him to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else heard anything on there that was concerning. I thought it was a pretty good call for what it was.
I could go down my my loose thread. Did anybody spot any loose threads he should have pulled? Noah should have pulled?
I didn't find any loose threads, but going back to what Cody mentioned about the gentleman, the seller, having tenants in place makes me wonder what was the reason for calling him from the beginning. If maybe he's caught up with his bills, like if his tenants are paying on time. He did state that he had good tenants in place. So what would have been the reason to possibly call him to see if he wanted to sell his house? Was it because he was behind on payments or something else possibly? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be any number of things. These lists are usually tired landlords, so we scrape for investors who own at least 2 or 3 houses and own them for a long time. So we know he was lying because nobody has good tenants, but if you've been investing for a long time, it makes you smile, because I was a landlord for what, 3-4 years, maybe at the most, and I never had good tenants, right? I mean, you're always chasing them. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for answering that. Makes sense.
That's all right. Yeah. So, well, he could have asked. You brought up a good point there, Joey, because you could ask more questions about, like, maybe I would have asked if he said, I have all good tenants. Well, how long have you had these properties? How long have you been a landlord? It sounds to me, if you're not buying, these examples of questions, sounds to me if you're not buying that you want to get out of the business. Is that right? You know,
Oh, why is he only selling 3 out of 12 properties?
yeah, that's a lie because he said about 3. You can't have
Oh.
about. You know, if we offered him in the right money, he'd probably sell them all if he even knew that. So it's good to be. Oh, well, great. We love speaking to investors. We could buy them all if you like. You know, take them as is. You don't have to fix them up. All we have to do is figure out a win-win situation for us both. So, would you sell them all? What would you want for them? You know, you mentioned no, a penny less than 50. Maybe we should say not a penny less than 50. Well, what's got you fixed on that number? Yeah. Questions like this. Yeah.
I think if
Yep.
we would have pivoted the call into stating, you know, if you want to sell all 12 houses, if he actually did own 12 houses, you know, what would be a package deal? I think if the gentleman actually owned 12 houses with tenants in place, I mean, I think that would have made for a really good package deal if the scenario was actually true. You know,
Right. That's a good point. And we know his age, don't we? Do you remember? He told us. Right. So it'd be interesting if he's when he bought these houses. It'd be
Correct.
interesting if they're owned free and clear, because then maybe it'd be the bank. You know. So
Yep. All right. Let's do one more call calibration. I think we have one from Alexandra. Let me see. This one's from, yeah, a couple weeks ago.
I don't know, like this week, last week, like they just dropped the calls, that's it. Maybe I had 1 lead or 2, I don't know.
Yeah, let's check it out. We're gonna see what this one's all about.
Okay.
So give me a second to share computer audio again. Okay. All right.
Hi, Janice, this is Alex with Home Buyers Network.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, my name is Alex with Home Buyers Network. Was calling about your property on Kelly Cove. We're real estate investors. I just wanted to see if you have considered possibly selling.
I have talked to a few people, but I don't think any of them are going to be interested in the price.
Okay, actually, we're looking to buy properties in this area. Do you have a price in mind?
I mean, I had it listed for $395 last with a realtor, and it's not listed with the realtor anymore. So I would be okay with like $350. But yeah, most people they're not going to want to do it because it's, you know, they want it to be a lower price, of course, so you guys can flip it.
Okay, and may I know how did you arrive to that valuation?
The realtor.
The realtors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you can tell me a little bit of the condition of the property, is there any renovations or not?
No, it's just 1.19 acres, and the biggest thing really about that property is that it's overlooking Lake Travis, which in Austin, that's you know, that's pretty popular body of water, and so like a lot of the real estate by the lake is really, you know, it's really nice. It's in a nice neighborhood. All the homes in the neighborhood are like, I think minimum, they're somewhere between like just around $1 million and up for those houses. So it's just, that's why the property cost like is, you know, it's not like cheap land.
Okay, ma'am, I understand. And why do you consider to sell this property?
I bought it in 2016 with the idea that I was going to build a house there. And then, you know, like life happens and divorces and kids, and then yeah. So I don't know. Now my kids are moving to Florida, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to stay in Austin.
Okay, so you want to sell this property and move to another place?
Possibly, like, you know, like it's not in a, like, I'm not in an urgent situation or anything, like, you know, so I have time.
Okay, ma'am. And just to get a better idea of the condition, what would you rate your house 1 to 10? 10 being a brand new house.
It's not a house. It's not. There's no house on there. It's just land.
Oh, it's just a land?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you please tell me what is the footage, the square footage?
I don't know what square feet, but it's a little over an acre. So I think it's like, I think 1 acre is like 42,000 square feet, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's over an acre though, a little bit over an acre.
Okay, I understand. So there's no constructions in that land?
No, not at all. No. It's just they have like electricity and water at the street already, which you know, normally that was something that would be required. So yeah, there hasn't been any construction there.
Okay. And for example, if you decide that you want to sell to us, are there back taxes or mortgage balance that need to be taken care of?
There is a mortgage. I still have a mortgage on it. Yeah.
And back taxes?
No.
No. Okay, ma'am. And about the price, is the price negotiable or not?
I mean, you know, it is, but like I was saying, I don't want to be too far away from 350. But you know, like it would just depend on, you know, that's about the number that I'm looking for.
Okay, ma'am. Could you please tell me what is your best time to give a call back?
So if you're calling this weekend, then it would be fine. Just maybe just text me first, just so I know you're gonna call, and I could look out for your call. But yeah, it doesn't, on the weekends. It's not so I'm very flexible on the weekend.
Okay, and this is the best number to give you a call back?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So thank you for your time today. I'm going to send this information up to one of our property specialists, and they will give you a call back.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, there you go. So Alex, what did you think?
I was nervous because I didn't get at the beginning. It was my first call about vacant land. So when I scrolled down, there was the script of a vacant land. So I missed a few questions about whether this property is in a neighborhood, an HOA, I don't know. And I don't know, there was other few questions that I didn't ask. Well, she said that there's some utilities, there's water, there's electricity. I don't know, I didn't ask about, is there any restrictions or access roads, or how is it currently zoned place? So I don't know. Yeah,
good.
kind of confused at the beginning.
Yeah. That's good feedback for yourself. And you know, it's your first call about land. That's very good. So, you know, as soon as you connect with somebody, it's a good idea to bring it up in Zillow or somewhere, so you know what you're looking at, whether it's is the land in the city, is it in the suburbs, is it outside the city, because then that will help you determine what questions to ask about land. You want to know gradient when you talk about land. Is it easy to develop? Is it wooded or is it pasture? Those sorts of questions. She mentioned that, yeah, it's got utilities, so it sounds like it's not on the moon, at least, so you have to, just figure out what you can do with land, right? You can't always build on land. It might be a silly strip of land. Is a road footage, is it on a road? Because sometimes it's land lots. The lot it might be behind other lots and there's no access to it. So things like that, or it might be up a very steep mountain or something, You can't build a house on a steep mountainside, unless you're going to spend a fortune, it wouldn't be worth it. So, yeah, you can certainly practice that. It's fun land, and we're trying to get a land dispo in the conveyor belt, so it's good to practice. The nice thing is the house isn't falling down. The biggest thing is we need a weed eater or pull up trees or whatever, to develop it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Alexandra, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. I just have other questions about other calls. I want like feedback or something.
Yeah, do you want a different call or this call?
No, this is a different call. It was a different situation.
Okay.
I didn't know how to answer.
Yeah, let's finish up with this call and then ask away on that other one. So
Okay.
That'd be good. Yeah.
don't forget, okay? Hold that thought. So going back to the top of this call, really good intro. Really good intro. You said, hey, is this Jennifer, whatever her name is? And there was a little bit of, yeah, hello. And then you went right into the intro, which is perfect. So don't stop doing that. Keep doing that. That's good. That got you into the conversation. You said we're investors are looking to buy a house, buy, and she's interested in selling. She said, yeah. She said, I've had a few offers or talked to some people about it. So she showed some interest. So she's thinking about selling. This is who we want to talk to. It's the person that's interested in selling. Again, because we don't talk anybody into or convince anybody to sell their place. They have to be thinking about it already. So, good job talking to her and getting her to, getting into the conversation for her to reveal that to us. Now, she said that she didn't think that anybody, including us, would be interested in it because of the price, right? And you did really, really well by asking about, okay, what price did you have in mind? Then she went right into it and said that she had it listed with the realtor, didn't sell, and it wasn't listed with the realtor anymore, but she had it listed at $395, but she would take $350. So we got her price, so it's good. Then you asked, hey, can you tell me about the property? And now that's when, property, it is land, so it's property.
Yes.
You were thinking house and she was thinking land because it's land. So then she starts talking about how it's a good piece of land because of its position on the lake. You can see Lake Troy or Lake Travis.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's okay. Totally all right. It got cleared up later because you asked what would you rate the house of 1 to 10? She said, it ain't no house, it's just land. And you're like, oh, it's just land. Good.
Yeah, then I understand that.
Yeah, no problem. Good job pivoting to you're really progressing, Alexandra. So I mean, this is good. You're doing great. Good job pivoting, and the feedback that you gave yourself. You said, hey, there's some questions that I missed about land. It's okay. We always gonna miss. We could always do better on calls, and it's all right. The beautiful thing about it is that you're recognizing that in your own feedback to yourself. So awareness is the key. Awareness makes you reveals options, and the options make you flexible, and flexibility gives you power, right? So now you scrolled then down to the script and you started reading, and you know what questions you could have asked. That's perfect. So now in the next land you have, and they're few and far between, but the next one you have, you're going to be more prepared. So you're doing great. You're making great
Yeah.
progress. Love it. It's, it gets me excited. That's really good.
Okay. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah.
And I have a few questions about a few calls that I had like this week and last week.
Okay.
When I'm
Can I get
when
one
I'm-
second? I got a couple more things on this call.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Good
Yes.
job. Really good job asking about the, what has her considering selling, and she gave it all up. She told you there's, divorces, the kids are moving away.
Yeah.
So we have good information there to kind of push and dig deeper on a follow-up call. The last thing I'll tell you, second to last thing I'll tell you is you asked about the square footage. So for land goes by acres.
Acres,
Right?
yes.
And it's okay. That's just it'll get used to it. That's a repetition thing. So land goes by acres. That's all, and not square footage. But again, that's just a repetition thing.
Mhm.
Utilities you asked about, getting info on mortgage. So you asked, hey, if we do end up coming to an agreement, is there any mortgage or back taxes we need to take care of? That question is designed to get mortgage info in a roundabout way. So she's like, yeah, there's a mortgage, but no taxes. And you're like, okay, but no taxes, okay. And then you move away from that. When you get into that, when you go, hey, if there's a mortgage or back taxes, and she's like, yeah, there's a mortgage, that's a good time to say, hey, okay, about how much is that? While she's thinking about it. Because that's really what we're after when we're asking that question, that particular question. Because this might be a good, if she's not in any hurry or any rush or any distress, it might be a good subject too. You know what I mean? Because people don't lend on land. It's hard to get loans on land. So she's already got a loan on land, and it's some favorable rates. That might be a good subject too, because nobody's going to want that land either. I mean, not nobody, but she already couldn't sell it. So it would be good. It's good info to have. Get that information about that mortgage, because these are little niche deals. They come out of nowhere, where they might be might work for us. So but that's it. That's all the feedback I have on that. Great call.
Okay, thank you for the feedback. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And well, I have a few questions. I have a few callers, like, when you start making the intro, they might just hang up or just listen, and they just go right away, what you offer. And I follow the objections, like, we're calling, just the purpose of my call is just to see if you're selling or not. We want to give an offer, but do you have a price in mind? And they're just like, no, what's your offer? I mean, they're not providing any information. They say, go look in Zillow or online, but they keep saying offer. And I don't know if I should continue talking to them, or I don't know. Like,
It's a good question.
So the advice I would give on that is I would do just what you did, and then we're going to role play this afterwards, okay? But I would just do just what you did. Give one or two rebuttals to that. So, hey, what's your offer? Hey, I understand you want an offer. That's our goal, to get you an offer too. That's step 4 of this 4-step process. You know what I mean? What has you considering possibly selling in the first place?
okay.
Is one way. Another way is to address it. Okay, yeah, what's your offer? What price have you, what did you have in mind? Oh, I'm not giving you a price. You either give me an offer, get off my phone. Okay, look, I'm not trying to offend you. Look, if you're serious about selling, we're serious about buying. But what has you thinking about possibly selling? And then move it off to a different topic. That's what I would do. Because if you stay in there and keep going back and forth on the price, where you're not giving an offer, they're not giving you a price. Back and forth, it becomes argumentative, and you don't get anywhere. And they hang up and they're pissed off. Which might have happened anyway. But that's typically what I do, is just go 1 or 2 rebuttals, responses to that. If you're not able to get a price out of them, switch to a different pillar.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
we'll do that then.
And don't as you make more and more calls, you'll learn not to be emotionally attached to the outcome. In other words, you don't care whether they're going to buy, sell it or not, and you don't care one bit, because the whole purpose of what we're doing is to filter out and find motivated sellers who need to sell, not just want to sell, but they need to sell. Those are the type of sellers we want to be talking to. And that's why we've made a shift recently to calling motivated sellers. We know they are because they're being foreclosed on. So we call a lot of people that are facing foreclosure, and try and help them in the best way we can. And that's really the people, the sellers we're looking for to help. So when they come out the gate blazing and say, well, have you got an offer? And I'm not going to tell you, they think they're in a negotiation. Well, they're not. We're just in the exploratory stage, just as Cody said. We're looking to it. We're exploring. You can retort, right now. So we're just exploring to see if first of all, you want to sell. Nobody can force you to sell. And we want to see if your house is a fit for us, so that's kind of the mindset and the attitude that we take on every call. Yeah, that's a good question. What other questions do you have?
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
go ahead, Cody.
Let's role play that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll role play with you, Alexandra. Okay. And we'll take it slow. Okay.
Okay.
And if need be, we'll pause it and we'll come in with the rebuttal. Okay. No big deal. We'll take it slow. So ring.
Okay. Hey.
No, I mean, you ring me.
Oh, ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is Alex with Home Buyers Network. I was calling about your property on Main Street. I just wanted to see if you have considered possibly selling. We are real estate investors.
Yeah, I would sell it for the right price. What's your offer?
Okay, sir. Actually, we're looking to sell properties in this area. Do you have a price in mind?
Well, I haven't really thought about it. You guys are calling me wanting to buy my property, so make me an offer.
The purpose of my call is just to know if you're even interested in selling.
Yeah. You know what? So let's time it out. Let's reverse it, okay? And you call me and you give me price objections. Would that be more helpful? I don't know. What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Illustrate it and then follow it.
Okay.
One thing from that role play, I would say we're not selling, we're looking to buy. We're buyers. So and of those examples I gave, pick the one that fits the best pick the one that fits best for how they've spoken, so it's just a conversation. So think of it like when you're talking to your best friend, right? I mean, when you're talking to your best friend, you're not thinking about what to say, and you don't need a script, do you? When you're talking to your best friend, you don't prepare the night before and be your friend and start reading from a script and say, what the heck? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? If they did that. So just imagine you're talking to a friend, or you just met a stranger in the street. Oh, hello, what's your name? Oh, what are you doing? And just have a natural conversation. And weather terrible, so have that sort of attitude, that sort of approach. I think it'll draw people out, so, and your responses will fit better, right? If you picture when you're speaking to your best friend, it all makes sense, doesn't it? What you're saying and how they're interacting, and you're engaged and you're listening. Yeah, so.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
So, yes,
Okay. Ring, ring.
yes. Who is this?
Oh, hey, Alex, this is Cody with the Home Buyers Network. Calling about your property on Main Street. We're real estate investors, and I was calling to see if you consider possibly selling.
Yes, my offer is $2 million for the property, cash.
Okay, 2 million?
Yes.
Great. What did you, how did you arrive at that valuation?
I think it's a great price.
Okay, yeah. Is that what other homes, similar homes in the neighborhood are going for?
Well, the neighbor house they sell for 1.5 million, and the other neighbor for a 1.7 million. So I want to sell it for 2 million.
Okay, yeah. And how does your house compare to those houses that sold?
It's a good house. We did some renovations, but it's okay. I will say 4 out of the 10.
You would rate your house a 4 out of 10?
Yes.
Right? Got it. And then that 2 million that you're looking for, is that something that the house would appraise for?
I guess so. I don't know.
All right. And what's got you thinking about possibly selling your house in the first place?
I want to sell it right away. But that's my price.
Okay. Yeah, you want to sell it right away?
Yes, maybe in the next few months, maybe 2-3 months.
All right. The next 2 or 3 months? What steps have you taken to get the place sold already?
Well, we've been a long time in the market and there's no buyers. And yeah, I don't know what to do with the house at the moment. So
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think it's causing it to sit on the market for so long?
well, I'm not sure. It could be the price. It's way too low, but that's what I want. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How long has the house been on the market now?
For about 3 years.
For 3 years?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of feedback have you gotten from buyers or your agent?
Well, I'm busy, so give me a call back if you want to buy my house, so we can talk about this later on.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hi. So it sounds like you were throwing out a lot of different different things that were coming out in some calls that you've been getting. Is that right?
Yes, what I say right now, I have a few calls like that. They say like 2 million, but when you check on Zillow, it's like for 200K. So it doesn't make sense. And you're asking why this price? I mean, why you want to sell? And you don't get any answer. They just say like, no, because I want it. That's it. So I don't know if I should continue like asking them more questions. So this is not like a good lead.
Well,
It's a good lead, really. I would suggest you say, are you serious about that 2 million? Because on Zillow, the neighborhood is in this range, we're seriously looking to buy houses in this neighborhood. And it's perfectly okay if you don't want to sell your house, sir. Yeah. So confront them with a direct thing at that point.
Okay.
No harm in doing that. Sometimes it feels very uncomfortable being direct. We like to be indirect because it's safer. One of the 3 things to success is the comfort zone. And it feels very uncomfortable being direct sometimes, right? It feels very uncomfortable sometimes to tell the truth, especially if there's a stranger, no relationship there, but if we get past that discomfort. And if we're able to tell the truth, sometimes it turns them around if they are serious, but it's likely that they're not. So the sooner you can end that call, the better. But you don't want to be the one to end the call. So you want to drive them to say, no, I'm not interested in selling, and that's why I gave you that price. So, and then the end of call. And you save time, because one of the games that you should play in this is save as much time as you can to speak to the right people. So if you're speaking to the wrong person, end that call as soon as you can by asking direct questions.
Okay.
See how serious they are.
Okay, we'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, and remember that you're also, as much as we're trying to find a qualified lead, we're trying to disqualify leads also. So that's what, in the same vein that Graham was speaking now. It's okay to disqualify them. And you did what you're supposed to do on the lead. You pulled up Zillow. On that role play, I didn't really have the benefit of doing that. I could have just role played that myself too, but you did perfect by pulling up the house on Zillow. They want 2 million. Zillow says 200,000. So you're absolutely, just like Graham said, hey, are you serious about that 2 million? Because it's looking, from what I can see, it's in the 200,000 in the 200 300,000 range, or 100 to 150 to 200,000 range. You can give a range instead of in a specific number, and that'll kind of see how they react to that question. And again, Graham said this, but yeah, if you're serious about selling, we're serious about buying.
Okay.
Like we're real investors. But if not, we're gonna part ways here. I'm gonna hang up. It's okay to do that. It's okay to disqualify. So
Okay.
does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, good.
It's also worth saying as well, Cody, isn't it? We can never, ever, in a billion years, persuade somebody to sell their house. So that's why I said earlier, our job is to find those who really do want to sell their house, and we can come up as investors with a really nice solution for them. And so the rest of the questions that follow are to discover that, find the best solution for them and for us, a win-win situation.
Yeah, a lot of times when I throw a crazy number like that, I'd say about 95% of the time, they're not really looking to sell. They're just trying to throw you off your game, or just throw a number at you. But to be honest, it's probably even higher than 95%, the people trying to sell whenever they throw a number like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to kill the call as soon as you can with a direct question. That's what I found best. Yeah.
Right on. Did you have other questions?
No, that's all. Thank you for the feedback. Yes, I write it down, some questions, so it's okay.
Very good. Yeah. And the nice thing is these calls are recorded. So especially if you're featured in these evening calls, watch them more than once, because you're looking to improve, right? You're only in competition with yourself. So it's really good to see it 2 or 3 times, because it's like your favorite film. You watch it more than once, right? I mean, we all know what's going to happen, but we're watching it to find the bits that we missed or didn't understand and things like that. And when you watch it again, because you got more context, you'll learn more. So nothing wrong with watching it repeatedly, and you'll learn more. Yeah.
Role playing does help. It helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It's helped me a lot, role playing with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get better, so we don't practice on our paycheck. All right, let's see. We've got a few minutes left. What do you want to do, Graham?
I think a good question and answer, because real estate is complicated. I've been in real estate over 20 years, and I learn stuff every day. So I like the question and answers. So let's fire some questions. Sometimes there's things in real estate, and you feel embarrassed to ask because you think I should know that. Like I know Pace talks about this, because I remember one call he did. Somebody asked, was brave enough to ask what EMD means. You know, I mean, and he weaved about a 30-minute lesson from that. It was quite funny. But I mentioned EMD. You know what that means, don't you, Joey? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what EMD means.
Yeah.
But-
I'm just picking on you to illustrate.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's something there that we're embarrassed to ask. So I want a 5-minute opportunity for people to ask those questions that they want to know the answer to.
Well, while we're on the topic, we could talk about EMD. There's so many terms. Yeah, that's one of the things I've been thinking about doing is holding a little clinic on real estate jargon and terms for callers, because sometimes we get caught up like the square footage thing, on the land, the lot size. There's a lot of different terms and things that come up. And I don't know, it's just maybe just go down a list, have a list of different real estate related terms. Pace put on a class, there's something in the vault on that they could actually model it after. But is there anybody in here? No, everybody knows what EMD is, earnest money deposit.
Yeah.
Purchase a house, purchase a property. It's like a little.
And there's a lot of terms in real estate that don't really make a lot of sense, right? I mean, you think, why is it like the biggest one? I think is REOs. Does everybody know what an REO is?
Yep.
Real estate owns.
Yeah. But I mean, does that make a blind bit of sense? It means the bank owns it, right? But I mean, real estate owned, we all own property. If we've got a warranty deed, you own property, and it's not an REO, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? So it confuses people, So yeah.
Real quick. So I'm currently in Florida, but before I moved to Florida, I remember I was renting a house back in New York, Long Island, New York. And I was actually renting at the time, and next door to me, and I'm talking about in the neighborhood that I was renting from, there was a house beside me. I mean, I'd love to get that guy on the call, the owner of the house, older gentleman, has a house. I mean, all the houses in this area are nothing less than 700K. And this house has been just sitting there. I mean, I've rented an apartment. I rented the apartment beside the house from a landlord who didn't need the money, but I guess I was just paying his property taxes because he had money. But the point is that the house next door was vacant, still vacant till this day. And the owner of the house has not done anything to the house. The only thing he does is cut the grass, and it's a beautiful house. I mean, a beautiful house. I mean, if you guys were even interested, I know the address. I live next door, but I know it's just been sitting there. And I remember speaking with the tenant the owner across the street, and he said that he wanted to buy that house for his daughter, but the guy just doesn't want to sell. And the guy's getting older. You would see the guy come to the house probably 8 p.m. every night just to gather whatever mail is there, but then he would just drive off. He just goes there, grabs mail, leaves, and has a house just sitting there for absolutely no reason. And I'm talking about a really, really beautiful home. I would love to try to get him on the phone and see, what are his plans with this house, to see if he might be interested in selling it, because it's literally just sitting there,
Sounds like it's just not interested in renting it out because renters can cause damage. I mean, houses, real estate, empty or not, they seem to rise in value over time, and so
could have some kind of personal attachment to it.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah.
I was told he wanted to give this house to his son, but his son had no interest in the house. His son lived in New York City. Where I'm talking about is Long Island, New York. So it's kind of the suburbs of New York. But his son had absolutely no interest in the house whatsoever. These people, they obviously were well off. And Yeah, I mean, beautiful home. I mean, literally. And
It's a
maybe
shame.
one day, maybe one day we could get him on a call. If I get him on a call, I'd love to record it and get your thoughts on it. But
Yeah.
one
But it
day,
meant Skip Trace to get his number. But what I would say is we have to be careful not to project onto other people, right? So we don't, like, hey, oh my God, he just comes and gets his mail and cuts the grass. We don't know what's going on with him, why he has that house, or why he would or would not want to sell. The only way to do that would be to talk to him.
got it.
If he was willing to talk to us, we could try to suss that out. But yeah, I mean, people hold on to houses for a whole variety of different reasons. You know what I mean? Like Jose said, could be sentimental, could be financial, could be like some kind of write-off for him. Maybe it's, maybe it's contested, who knows who owns it. You know what I mean? He's just going, he might not be the only owner or something like that, but we call him up. If we can get him on the phone,
Yeah.
a good case study.
And some people are waiting for people to die because it's got a clouded title and it's I had a house here in Knoxville. It was a shame. It was the most beautiful house, and it had an indoor swimming pool, and the house was built around. It was originally built by a builder, and it was fantastic design because the swimming pool was in this middle of the house, and he built the house around it, and it had a clouded title. Couldn't sell it. So that was the story on that. So essentially, you have to wait for people to die, to uncloud the title, So that could be a long ways. Yeah.
But get the number, Joey. Get the address, put it in, get it Skip Trace, get his number. We can call him.
Yeah, I gotta get these skip trace. I mean, I had all that before and I kind of just stopped using it. I did 2 flips in New York before coming here to Florida. And the house that I told you about, I actually had sent letters to the house because I knew the guy would come and get his mail, but he just never had any interest on calling me back. And as far as skip tracing, I no longer have I no longer started paying for that, so I kind of let it go, but I'd love to try to skip trace him and see if I can get his number and get him on the call because it's a beautiful home, definitely well worth, trying to make a offer on the house.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, answer your question, Joey. I hear the clock striking. It's time, so we didn't get through too many questions, but maybe if you have lots of questions, bring them next time. I'm ready to ask. It's good. Thank you all for coming. Do you have any announcements, Cody? I know that we have a special speaker next week. Looking forward to that. They're going to be talking about bankruptcy. So that's another complicated subject for sure. I mean, you have all these chapters. It sounds like a book, but we have to study. Chapter 13 and 7 and 12 and all these chapters and all this jargon. So come next week to that talk.
No other announcements, so we'll just this is Thursday, so we'll see everybody on Monday. Appreciate you coming out, Joey. It was good seeing you.
Likewise, guys, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And come again, Joey. In fact, everybody come again. Yeah, we want you here.
Joey, let's not let loose of that neighbor that you want to call. If you could get it skip trace or we figure out how to do it, find that number. Well, let's bring this up again and we could figure it out. So.
All right, I just want to, the purpose real quick. I know it's 9:30 is, like the 2 flips that I did. I mean, I've never actually called a private seller. The one was from a realtor, the other one was an REO. So I want to actually go out and start making calls myself. That's where the money's at, So first deal I didn't make any money. Second flip I made a couple dollars. But I want to actually start getting more involved in reaching out to sellers direct. And that's the reason why I'm on the Zooms, because I want to be able to communicate with them a lot better than what I'm
Very good, Joe. And so come next week, we maybe can tell you about what programs we have in the conveyor belt. Visit our Facebook group. There's lots of information there, and we have a YouTube channel. So you know, you can look at past calls that we've had. That's our fastest way of bringing yourself up to speed.
Got it.
So again, thank you all for coming out, and yeah, everyone have a terrific weekend.
Likewise.
And to you know, when you think, put your head on the pillow, think, was I out or in my comfort zone today? And if you want, do better tomorrow. It's 1% better each day. All right. So, see everyone.
Night.
All right.
Thank
All right,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye bye.